Hello and a warm welcome to Federal Special Program Capital Beat. BJP in Uttar Pradesh is facing turmoil after the underwhelming Lok Sabha election results, with leaders speculating on the poor showing. Now, there have been reports of Yogi Adityanath and the party unit clashing amid infighting. Now, these could be rumors, this could be a reality, but there were a string of meetings which happened in Delhi and in Lucknow yesterday. Yogi Adityanath met the governor, Anandiben Patel. Then in Delhi, Keshav Prasad Maurya had been camping in Delhi. He met JP Nadda. Then Bhupendra Chaudhary, who is the state BJP unit chief, he also happened to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And after that, the speculations became rife that will Yogi Adityanath resign? Now, the big question is that is the situation in BJP Uttar Pradesh unit really out of control? And will there be more resignations if at all Yogi resigns? Joining me now are two veterans from Lucknow, Sunita Aaron. She is the consulting editor of the Hindustan Times. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining. We have Shaira Naeem, who's the senior journalist and political commentator, joining us. Thank you so much, Shaira ji. And I'll begin the conversation with Sunita. How do you really see the developments which are happening? There are very strong rumblings within the BJP that all doesn't look well. How would you really assess the situation right now, according to whatever developments have happened so far?
I think, one thing we should be very clear about is that the BJP style of functioning is very different. They do a lot of chintan manthan, and that also triggers a lot of speculations. But however, having said so, now after their losses in the Lok Sabha elections, which had a direct bearing on the government formation at the center, had they got about 75 seats, which they were expecting, things would have been different in Delhi for Modi. But things changed, and because of that, they had to really, and UP was a state they were banking on. This is where the Ram Mandir was, this is from where the Prime Minister is elected. So they were really depending on UP. But they did not, and their numbers came down to 33. So all the meetings that have held, I suppose they prepared a very thick document on the reasons why they couldn't do well. Although in the public domain, what you hear is there are two things that you hear, two narratives that have been built. One is that CM was not consulted when tickets were distributed. One. Second is that the government officers, the administration, was not very responsive to the request of the party workers, and they were demoralized. So there are two different narratives that have been built. Something is definitely brewing. You can't have, what do you say, fire without a smoke, or a smoke without a fire, whatever way you want to put it. But something is going on. Now, the point is they have elections coming in 3 states. They have the by-elections coming in UP. By-elections were never so important, but suddenly, because of what has happened recently, they have become very important for all political parties. So there will be some changes. Now, changes, who will go, who will stay, that's what we are speculating about. Personally speaking, I have a feeling that Keshav Maurya may be given some position at the center in the party organization. Yogi, they will not touch immediately, not at least till the state assembly elections. And then tomorrow is tomorrow. Then
But
other
Sunita,
things.
yeah, but I'm quite curious about knowing as to what really happened when this meeting between Yogi Adityanath and Governor Anandiben Patel happened yesterday. Now, officially on record, both of them apparently met for the forthcoming by-elections in 10 Vidhan Sabha seats and some cabinet reshuffle. That's what everyone was told. But what is the real story behind it? But before I take that answer from you, I'll just welcome Dr. Ashutosh Verma, who's the Samajwadi Party spokesperson. Thank you so much, Dr. Verma. I'll come to you. But yes, Sunita, over to you. Yeah.
I think whatever transpired between the governor and the CM, we can only speculate. There is no official word about it. Now,
Okay.
I don't think so. CM will go and discuss by polls. Why should he discuss bypolls? If he's going to have a monsoon session of the state assembly, yes, that could be one thing that you inform governor about. But there is no other thing that you talk about. Cabinet reshuffle, definitely you take governor into confidence. So this meeting, they described it as a courtesy meeting. But to draw too many conclusions from that would be wrong immediately. Delhi is taking, because yesterday there were a lot of developments in Delhi. The prime minister, they were meeting the prime minister, they were discussing with the prime minister.
But then, Sunita, I'll just, sorry to interrupt you, but then the next question is, Shaira, I'll come to you, that, there was some strong contrasting pictures playing out in terms of optics yesterday. On one hand, there is a meeting of Bhupendra Chaudhary with the prime minister. On the other hand, Yogi Adityanath holds a meeting with his ministers in the cabinet. Then later on, he meets the governor. So was Yogi trying to make some point through those pictures that, okay, you meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi, I will hold my fort here in Lucknow and send out a clear message? Was something on that line also being projected in terms of optics totally?
I think it's reading too much into it. For me, he's holding a meeting. His ministers is pretty routine. He keeps, there's a cabinet almost every Tuesday where all these ministers are there, and right now this assembly elections are just round the corner. It's a major litmus test for Yogi. If he has to remain, he has to bounce back. He has to win these elections. So for him, it's a pretty do and die kind of situation. So he will not leave anything to chance. So that is what he started it yesterday with this meeting. I put 30 ministers in charge of these 10 seats. So,
no, but what I don't understand, you said that this is like reading too much into it. But why shouldn't one read too much into this? Because there are reports of infighting, there are reports of turmoil. Keshav Prasad Maurya putting out a tweet, then he meeting JP Nadda separately, then, so all these developments can't happen out of nothing.
No, the Keshav Prasad and Brijesh Pathak have, ever since the results have come, they have not on the same page. They are behaving a little different. But from the state, on the 14th, the state executive, and afterwards, Keshav Prasad went to Delhi. He keeps going. This is not his first visit. The only thing which was a little unusual was Chaudhary going and meeting the prime minister. Even the governor's visit was pretty courtesy call, and the governor also coming from Gujarat, and he would not go and open his cards over there or do anything of that sort. So it has to be a courtesy call. And maybe also headline management, because that picture was there everywhere. That picture was across the media. So I have a feeling it was pretty much a PR exercise also to keep that picture in the news, in contrast to the picture from Delhi.
Right. Neelu, can I add a line here?
And then I'll come to Dr. Ashutosh. Yes.
Okay. Generally people say that Yogi is not accessible. And that's one of the charge that Keshav Prasad has also made, that the administration is not accessible and they're not responsive. So this could also be a way of, showing that I'm different. I'm changing my style of functioning. I'm meeting ministers because, to expect that Yogi can split the party, or like Mayawati did, without even calling the cabinet meeting, she went and met the governor and dissolved the house. That won't happen in BJP. And also, I don't think so Yogi can split the party per se. So it is basically to send a message that we are team at the time when people are talking about his removal. And also that, okay, I am changing my style. It could be that also.
I'll come to this interesting tweet put out by Akhilesh Yadav today, which was very, very interesting. And Ashutosh, and I know I can make out from your smile as well, that what the intention could be. Now, why did Akhilesh Yadav put out a tweet like that, saying that "Saw lao sarkar banao," something like that? He said that bring 100 MLAs and form the government. Now, was Akhilesh trying to tantalize Keshav Prasad Maurya? Was he trying to tease the Yogi government? Or was he just trying to make hay of the entire situation, how the things are unfolding? Now, what was the intention behind putting that tweet? And people have already started speculating that is Akhilesh going to be the mastermind behind, derailing the Yogi government? Are these reports true? You'll have to unmute. Ashutosh, just unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Yes.
Thank you, Nilu. I think if you remind of about 1.5 years back, just after 2022 election, Akhilesh also given a statement that if he wants to come to our side, bring some MLA to us and be a CM. So I don't think any new thing in this tweet today also. But definitely it is a type of tease he is teasing among the Bharatiya Janata Party. The bad part is this, among all these things, the whole of Uttar Pradesh, especially the eastern part of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar and North India, is having a huge problem of flooding across the states. The employment is still on the rise. It hasn't been solved till now. The inflation, you all know how potato and the pulses are going high. Being all these things situation in a bad state, Bharatiya Janata Party is fighting and having a tug of war between the CM and Deputy CM. And definitely there was a fire. Definitely there was a fire because, as one of the panelists has rightly said, that it is okay to meet a CM for a governor. It is okay to meet a Deputy CM with their central leadership. But it is not normal to meet a state president with a PM or Amit Shah ji or JP Nadda. This is something suspicious. So we were seeing that how the displeasure between the Keshav Prasad Maurya, the Brijesh Pathak ji and the Yogi Adityanath was there. And now in Uttar Pradesh, there are 3 central points and the tug of war is going upon still on these things. Yesterday, Keshav Prasad Maurya came back from the Delhi with a smile on the airport. Everyone was speculating that something big is going to happen. Personally, I personally feel that Bharatiya Janata Party is not a party who will take a decision abruptly. But definitely, in coming 1 or 2 months or just after this by-election, the huge stall will be there in the Bharatiya Janata Party state leadership. I bet on here, and you will see. Because now the main target for them is by-election, the 10 seats of by-election. For that, they have revoked their 2 orders, which has been tweeted by the CM and then it was deleted. And now, after demolishing half of the area of the Lucknow, they are now revoking the orders. It shows that there is a lot of fear and there is a lot of turbulence among the party. But after all these things, we as a strong opposition, we always remind you that the major problem with you is not about this. The major problem is for the youth of the state, for the inflation and for the flooding. In that context, and the lighter tone, Akhilesh again said that Isao Lao and monsoon offer is there. So he has a lot of meaning in all these things.
No, but some people are also saying, Ashutosh, some people also say that through this monsoon offer, Akhilesh is trying to test how far this positive politics of PDA will travel. Many people in Delhi are talking about this because of late he has put out a tweet saying that this is the kind of positive politics of PDA which we believe in. And he's listed out that what all comes under PDA, how he will unfold and all of that. So is this a litmus test for the PDA politics through tweets like these? That's all our Sarkar Banao.
Look, Niluji, we have changed over the policy about the PDA from last 1.5 years. In fact, when you see in the 2022, Akhilesh also tried to bring a large umbrella of PDA. The term was not coined at that time, but definitely the ideology behind that election was also the same. You think of Pallavi Patel party, you think of Nisha Rajbhar and all these Chauhan parties. We club all these things and to make a good big umbrella. However, we couldn't succeed in that part, but definitely PDA is the soul. Because the big question across the country is the same. When the 10% are ruling on the 90%, who will raise the voice of these 90% people? And Akhilesh has taken onus on this, and positively the countrymen across the country, across the state, they are believing in all these things. There is a logical question: why all the vice chancellors across the states are deprived by these OBC and SC, ST and minorities? Why? Why the cream post? Cream post means chief secretary, principal secretary. We are deprived by these OBCs and SCs and minorities. The question has to be asked, because you say that you do a sabka saath sabka vikas, then where is sabka saath sabka vikas? Though there is a valid question, and definitely we want to always put and test our PDA, because PDA is a term coined by Akhilesh, and PDA is actual the fight which has to be go in further elections also. So Bharatiya Janata Party is now in the maze. They are not able to answer it, and definitely we are trying to, okay, तुम आ सकते हो तो आओ, and we will give you a seat.
No, but I want an honest answer, Ashutosh. Supposing if for some weird reason, I'm sure it won't happen so easily, but if supposing, very slight probability that if Yogi government falls, then will Akhilesh be in a position to form the government, though the election is in 2027?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Now let me,
And
all right.
Anilu, I just want to add it. Why 100? Why 100 law or sarkar banao? There are 13 MLAs from Anupriya Patel. She is always questioning about the government regarding reservation issues. There are 6 MLAs from Nishad Party. He is questioning on all these bulldozer actions. There are 6 MLAs from Suheldev Bharati Samaj Party. They are questioning about all these minorities and issues. There are 1 or 2 independent MLA. So why? I think 72 law sarkar banao.
All right. That's an interesting take, Sunita. But what is this game all about? I'm really trying to understand that. Do you think that the Yogi government can fall? Because many people have started saying and speaking in the political corridors of Delhi that Brijesh Pathak and Keshav Prasad Maurya are already there, who are trying to derail the Yogi government. And you don't need an opposition for the Yogi government to crumble. It will crumble because of its own contradictions, because of its own inherent contradictions. So do you think that the Yogi government can really fall? Is there a possibility that the Yogi government can fall really?
No, I don't think so. Akhilesh is having fun when he's talking about it's like a carrot he's dangling. Okay, so now government banao, but it's not easy. As Ashutosh said, Anupriya is a union minister. She'll think twice before joining government at the state level. Sanjay Nishad and Om Prakash Rajbar flip flops. Everybody knows about it. Today here, tomorrow where. Nobody knows about it. So right now there is a lot of pressure that is being mounted on Yogi to quit. And he is not going to quit easily. Simple as that. It will require a lot of persuasion by the Delhi leadership and to tell him why he should quit, because he has his own reasons. He thinks that he's not responsible. It is a double engine government. Why should he be held responsible? Keshav Prasad Maurya couldn't even win seats in his own region, none of the seats. And
No,
he
but from
became
what you're
deputy.
saying, Sunita, from what you are saying, is it not very clear? I'll come to you, Ashutosh. I know you are raising your hand. But Sunita, what about the stature of Keshav Prasad Maurya? From what he claimed in 2017, that look, I can get 100 MLAs, and he used to make tall claims. It's known to everyone. So has his stature reduced now with the fact that the kind of results which came in Lok Sabha elections, the OBC, the backward vote, all that has drifted away from BJP? So what about the stature of Keshav Prasad Maurya? What is his positioning? What is his current standing in the party, within the party, I'm saying?
I think Ashutosh must have done some mathematics. I haven't done those calculations as yet. If we are
I
talking
can't-
about 100 MLAs, who are those MLAs? Their caste, how many backwards are there? You see, Keshav can get MLAs because he has support from Delhi. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gone that far. Definitely,
Right.
he has a support, and if Delhi wants to topple the government, they'll be able to do it. But point is, they don't want to do that. They want to do what they did in the 3 states. Khattar they
Right.
removed, then two other chief ministers they replaced. They would want that Yogi should agree to come to Delhi or whatever position they are offering him if they want to change him. I'm
Right.
not still very sure about whether they want to change him at this juncture.
Right,
I'm not
right.
very sure.
In fact, no one is sure whether Yogi really will want to come to Delhi. But I'll come to Ashutosh. You were raising your hand. I really want to understand the mystery of "Saw Lao Sarkar Banao." This monsoon offer, which has been given by Akhilesh Yadav. Have you worked out the mathematics? Do you know who are the MLAs who can quit and come on Keshav Prasad Maurya's side? Or you're just trying to tantalize Keshav Prasad Maurya, knowing the fact that not even a single MLA will come with Keshav Prasad Maurya, if at all he decides to
No,
jump
Neelu,
the ship.
I will definitely not mention the name of MLA, but definitely there was a high um, problematic in 2017 to 2022. There was about 150 MLA who stood against the behavior of chief ministers among the Bharatiya Janata Party itself. There was a news across the state. I don't find, because I personally
So
feel
when
that
was this?
being
You are saying that 150 MLAs were ready to quit because of Yogi
not ready to
Adityanath.
quit, not ready to quit. Basically,
Right.
they sat on the Vidhan Sabha and protest against the behavior the bureaucrats were acting across the
Correct.
states in different assembly. So they were
Yes.
definitely they were protesting the behavior of the CM at that time. So we are not. I per se think that Yogi
Is that
being
the
a chief,
basis? Is that the basis of Akhilesh's tweet today?
it could be one of the reasons.
It is-
But I don't think. But basically, I personally think that being Yogi as the chief minister is benefiting the Samajwadi Party and India Alliance. Because you see, when there was election in 2017, Bharatiya Janata Party, the Yogi was not a face at that time. Keshav Maurya was a face at that time. Amit Shah was a face at the time. They got 303 seats. And in 2022, when Yogi became the chief minister after 5 years, they got 255 seats. They lost about more than 50 seats. In 2019, they have got about 63 seats. And now,
No,
after
so-
the 5 years, they have come to
Right.
29.
So you surely
Yogi is
want to. No, so which
Yogi is
means
benefiting
Ashutosh,
us.
no, you are saying that Yogi is beneficial for you. So which means that your party will really want Yogi to complete his tenure, and then you will face elections in 2027.
Basically nothing is sure in politics. Become the destiny of the Yogi Adityanath and the destiny of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Uttar Pradesh. But I can say that the position of Bharatiya Janata Party in Uttar Pradesh has been weakened a lot. There is lot of discontent among the party workers. There's a lot of discontent among the sitting MLAs. In fact, the Council of Ministers. So let's see what's in the future. But definitely, Samajwadi Party is ready for any huge action. Samajwadi Party is going to take
Right.
any action if the time requires.
Right. Now I'll come to Shaira ji, that there are so many developments and there are so many intriguing developments that one is really at a crossroads whether you can really understand the mystery behind what all is happening. Now there is a meeting in Delhi, there is a meeting in Lucknow, there is infighting, there are videos of people like Ramesh Mishra, people like Moti Singh, and then they again retracting. So there is lot of pressure within the BJP party structure. So do you think that now the situation is such, it's almost like a pressure cooker situation where the party is imploding almost. So do you think that BJP state unit of Uttar Pradesh, is it reaching a stage where the party is imploding from within and nobody knows who is holding the strings? It's almost like a puppet, the string, nobody knows in whose hands the strings are.
Well, what I can see in on all this development is that Yogi is definitely introspecting. In the last week, he has taken at least two decisions, which is very unlike him. One was not expecting this. One is the decision to withdraw the bulldozer thing here in the colonies, which I told you about. When one of the colonies were demolished, but he decided to take back the order, which was very uncharacteristic of his style of functioning, because the survey had already made, the houses had already been marked, and on the basis of public protest, he has not ever taken anything back. He has, in fact, further, kind of penalized the people who protest. This is one decision, and the second decision is his postponing the digital attendance of school teachers. It was gathering kind of a lot of across the state. The teachers were up in arms and protesting against the digital attendance, because their argument was that it's very difficult for them. They live in far off places to reach school right in time and things like that. And he has and the several political representatives also came in support of the teachers, saying that at this juncture we should not upset them. So he has decided to backtrack, and it's going to be postponed till after the probably the by elections. These two developments I see as his responding to the the dissent within the party, the charges of his administration being unresponsive to popular issues. So if this is going to be the yogi, these are the kind of changes, then it's in a way it's a corrective action, and he will kind of get out of this situation, because basically the main charge against him is his administration being unresponsive. Because the elections, you can't hold him responsible. That has to be a collective thing. And the two-engine ki sarkar, the narrative, the seats, everything was set from Delhi. He really had a choice. So holding him responsible
But
would.
as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned, I don't know how far the double engine is working. It seems that the engine and the coaches all have collided with each other as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned. Now, I come for the concluding comments to Sunita ji and Ashutosh. Sunita, over to you now. Now, what are you really expecting in the days to come? Of course, the by-elections to 10 Vidhan Sabha seats are there, but that alone cannot become a benchmark to test all what is happening in Uttar Pradesh. So, what do you think is can really happen? Will Yogi have his way, or will the Gujarat lobby, quote unquote, as they call it, will Gujarat lobby weigh heavily on Yogi? According to you, how the way you assess the situation? Yes, Sunita.
Okay, you were discussing about bulldozer, which Shaina had mentioned. That was also because one of the allies, Sanjay Nishad, had said that bulldozers are also responsible for the party's poor performance. He said that as long as they were being used against the criminals, the party was gaining, but now they are being used against the poor people. So now what I look at it is that there'll be changes. There'll be changes. I'm not saying that Yogi will be changed or Keshu Maurya will be changed, but I think there'll be changes at the organization level, and there'll be changes in the government also. Whether they'll do it in one go or they'll do it in stages is a different thing altogether. Yogi may stay till the by polls or till the Maharashtra elections, until unless uh, Modi feels so strong that he's also today not in that he's not very comfortable placed in the government. So till he's very confident that he can remove him and not suffer, because they already have problem in Maharashtra, they have problem in Haryana, Chhattisgarh, so they would not like to have more problems in UP. So they
Yeah.
would like to assess. Now what will be the criteria for assessment? One is whether they want an upper caste or a backward leader. That's a very important thing. A backward leader on a party position who becomes the face of the party. Generally, the CM is the face of the party. So they have to decide, because of Samajwadi Party's PDA, the demand for caste census, they feel that they're losing out backwards. And they will do a course correction, try to bring in the PDA of Samajwadi Party back in the Hindutva fold. But for that, they'll have to take a call. Whether it's a very difficult situation. I think even Modi is thinking 100 times why Yogi can't be removed. He's a Rajput leader, not only of UPA but across. He has support in a section of RSS supports him. He wears saffron, and he's a Matadish, which has in a hierarchy of saints, which holds a position. So you have Kumbh coming up, you have other things coming up. The question who after Yogi, that's very easy to answer, because after Kalyan Singh, someone called Ram Prakash Gupta was made chief minister. So BJP can throw surprises, that's a different thing, but there are a lot of questions they'll have to answer before they do that.
All right. So, for the concluding comments, Ashutosh, now do you think that there is a scope for any kind of course correction, which at all BJP does, and will it succeed? Because the kind of narrative which has been built in the last few months, last 2 months, if I recall, during the Lok Sabha elections, there has been a narrative around the social justice, PDA politics. There has been constitution. Now, all these, and then of course you have a price rise, inflation. So, the kind of narrative which has been built in the last few months, do you think that BJP really can overcome all this, come up with a new face, and really do some very strong course corrective? And will that work at all? Or is the script out of hand now totally, whatever BJP does? Yes, Ashutosh.
No, Nilu, I don't think it will be happen in Uttar Pradesh, at least not for next 1.5 years, because Bharatiya Janata Party, even I agree with what Sunita ji has said, that Modi is not in a power to replace the Yogi at this time. From 2017, if you see, the Yogi has become a bigger face in the Bharatiya Janata Party, and definitely Bharatiya Janata Party has an ideology of Hindutva across the country, and for several state elections, the by-election, they want that line to be maintained. By replacing Yogi, it will dent their the line of action. Bharatiya Janata Party can do one thing, that it can empower some of their OBC's leaders. It can make a state president. They can give some of the important portfolio to some of the OBC leaders. I don't think they have a power and courage right now to
No, but
replace.
even if BJP does all of that, you don't think that that's going to work because the damage is very, very deep.
There was a speculation that the Home Ministry of the Uttar Pradesh shall be given to Keshav Prasad Maurya, what I have heard from the social media, and some of the important portfolios at PWD could also be given some of the OBC's leaders, so that they may feel empowered. The bureaucracy will be curtailed a little down, so that the MLAs can be heard in their assembly as well. But replacing Yogi, Modi has not a courage, neither Amit Shah has a courage to replace that. And presently, I don't feel they can do right now.
All right. So Modi and apparently Mr. Amit Shah, they are helpless at the hands of Yogi Adityanath for now. But who knows how the situation changes, and we'll have to wait and watch how the results unfold as far as the elections to the 10 by-elections are concerned. We'll have to wait and watch. Thank you. It was wonderful to discuss all of this with the three of you, Ashutosh Verma, Sunita, Shaira. It was wonderful having all of you on the program. And one appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion: subscribe to our channel, send us your feedback, and stay tuned to the Federal. Thank you.